Do you know how our body produces energy, and what type of fuel it prefers for different activities? I will try today to explain all of this in simple terms, so anyone can understand, and at the end, I will show how an elite basketball player's diet should be personalized. Stay tuned, coming right up. Welcome to our channel. I am Mihai Dumitrescu, IPT Skill Enhancement Trainer, Pro Basketball Coach, and NCSF Certified Sports Nutrition Specialist. Any living organism must produce energy to survive. But how does this happen in the human body? Simply put, we need to eat food to transform it into energy. Of course, nutrition has other roles too, but for the purpose of this video, we will refer only to the energetic part. Maybe you've heard the term ATP or adenosine triphosphate, which is the conversion of any type of fuel into intracellular energy. Fuel can be any of those: fat, glucose, protein, alcohol, or ketones. So, we eat, the body breaks down the food into primary fuel, transfers those molecules to the cells, and in the presence of oxygen, transported by the red blood cells, everything is converted into energy. This is the normal way. In crises, when we need instant energy, there is a secondary system that can produce a very limited amount of ATP without oxygen. This is an emergency system, and for example, from a molecule of glucose 2 ATPs will be produced instead of 38 in case of oxygen usage. In sports, we use the terms aerobic and anaerobic, as the first means in presence of oxygen and the second, without. You don't need to remember all of these, and you can have in mind a simplified view, where any activity where the heart rate is under 120, is classified as aerobic. For a basketball activity performed at game intensity, the average heart rate is around 160 to 165. That means basketball is mainly an anaerobic activity. For anaerobic activity, only glucose can be used as fuel. For 1 hour of intense basketball, a player will use briefly around 2 to 2.2 grams of glucose per body kilogram. That means for a 200 pounds, 90 kilograms, individual, somewhere around 200 grams of glucose. For daily relatively sedentary activities, things are completely different, as the heart rate will be probably 70 to 80 or even less. Of course, carbohydrates still can be used for fuel, but fats are more efficient energy-wise, and also too much glucose will trigger more and more insulin, which in abundance can cause big troubles in a long term. Eating too many carbs, especially refined carbs, which unfortunately are a big part of the modern diet, will create a tsunami insulin effect, that in time lead to insulin resistance and finally diabetes. What will be the perfect diet for a basketball player? Even if calories do not matter too much, as you'll see in a future video, we need to estimate them so we can make some calculations for the macronutrient ratios we need daily. For this, there are thousands of online calculators or apps which instantly give feedback. Also, for sports activities, there are trackers or watches, which are becoming more and more accurate. Let's say you have an intense 90 minutes of basketball workout at game pace, and for the rest of the day you'll perform only normal activities. For our example purposes, let's assume that you burn daily 3,000 calories without your practice. Any regular nutrition guidelines your diet will tell you to eat: 65% carbs, meaning 1950 calories, which transcripts into 488 grams. Then proteins are 20% or 1.6 grams per body kilogram, which means 600 calories and 150 grams. The rest should be fats, around 450 calories, which correspond to 50 grams of dietary fat. For the basketball activity, you will need 300 grams of carbohydrates to be able to replenish the glycogen consumption. So, by the end of the day, you will end up eating 788 grams of carbs. This is exactly 4.390 kilograms of skinless boiled potatoes. Come on, are they kidding or what? Anyway, 788 grams is an extremely huge amount for your body to handle, even if you are a high-class athlete. Our approach is different, as we aim for maximum health, quick recovery, easy body composition maintenance, and a long-lasting career. The proteins will stay the same, but the carbohydrate percentage should decrease to a maximum of 15%, excepting the basketball part. The rest should be filled up with high-quality fats. So for 3,000 calories, it looks like this. Proteins 150 grams. Carbohydrates 112 grams. Fats 216 grams. And if we add the basketball activity 300 grams of carbs, the daily total will be 412. For any weight management, the fat quantities will be dropped or raised accordingly. As a final thought, I want to mention that for the activation of the anaerobic system, a hormone named cortisol enters into the equation, and its effects can persist long after the physical activity is ended. In the presence of cortisol, the body is still in emergency mode, so the recovery phase will need to wait. In our next video, we'll show you how to quickly move from a cortisol-dominated state to a recovery state, which can have a huge impact on your career. If you've liked our video, please don't forget to give us a thumb up, and you may want to take a look at these too, and if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, so you'll not lose anything.